Well, hi folks, last day of August now, so September tomorrow, and the sun's come out. Look at that. I think it's about the first sun we've had in about 2 or 3 weeks, so I'll just show you what's going on now, the final bits from the plot, and then I'll pull a few carrots up, see how they've got on this year, and harvest some more potatoes and just see what's going on. Right then, my main bed, nothing in it at all apart from this courgette plant now, which is still powering along, but everything else all up, because it was all basically garlic, onions and shallots and things like that. So this bed is now finito. And then over into this bit, I did plant some more lettuce in this bit, but the slugs again have come to life and eaten them all. So I've got tons and tons of spring onions come in. We've got a few lettuce in that cage there to keep the pheasants off, and a bit of rocket. Rocket's gone to seed, but it doesn't matter, you can just pick the leaves off and everything's good. Now, one thing that started off absolutely woefully this year were the sweet peas, but in the last month they've just been absolutely ridiculous. I picked them all about 2 days ago, and the fragrance coming off these is absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, they've been absolutely brilliant. I don't know why they took so long to get going, but they were absolutely superb once they started going, and they should keep powering along. Butterfly there. So I've got a few carrots in the boxes as normal, and I did plant some in this. Just had a spare bit of sand basically, so I've not pulled any up yet. So we'll pull a couple of carrots up, just see what they're like this year. This is only, as you can see, 12 inches of sand, so it's not deep in the slightest. So we'll just get one of these out, see what it's like. Take this little collar off first. If I can figure out how to do it. Been a bit neglected this bit, but we'll see how we get on. Oh, look at that. Well, that'll do for me. First carrot of the year, sweet candle. Looking good. So that's one. I've been told I need a couple. So let's have a root about that one. Seems like it's got a bit of a top on it. There's a big weed in that as well. We'll pull that one out. I think there's actually, I must have put more than one seed in there, look. In fact, I must have put 3 seeds in, because there's 3 carrots. So there you go, first carrots of the year. We're really pleased with those. No carrot fly whatsoever, and as you can see, they're only a foot above the ground, so I think I'm just lucky here that I don't actually get carrot fly, so that's a nice start, that is. So these are the remaining potatoes. None of them got any leaves left on because they've got blight. So I've got 2 pots of earlies left and 4 pots of main crop. The main crop are the Sarpo Blue Danube, which aren't particularly blight resistant, but the tubers are, so it doesn't matter if the top's got blight. The tubers should be alright. So I'll pull one of those last thing, one of the new potatoes, and see what sort of a crop we've got. So into my polytunnel where everything's just drying off nicely. Things are drying off really well now. You can see all the leaves are getting nice and crispy. So it won't be too long before they're ready to be trimmed up and ready to be stored. Garlic's been absolutely amazing this year, drying up really nicely. I can't believe how big the bulbs have been, because everyone else has had well, not everybody else, but a lot of people have had a really bad year with it this year. That's some of the onions, nice size. For me, that's about perfect size for an onion. Store really well and it's not too big. Some of the bigger ones I've just taken home, and we're just going to eat those as we go, as we need them. So yeah, everything's looking nice and dried up in here for the onions and shallots and garlic and stuff. This is where the other courgette plant was, so I've pulled it out because, like I said, we don't eat much of them. And I've just put some more spring onions and lettuce in there. The trouble is, slugs have got at them again. Don't know why. I put a lot of slug pellets down and they've all just vanished. So it's just a strange one, is that? Anyway, done the same with this bit, in this front bit. A few more spring onions in. And this is the last of the Cobra climbing beans. I'll just show you this cucumber around here. This is a cucumber I've just let trail up. It's got a few cucumbers on now, look. One there, one at the bottom. So again, that took a long time to get going, but I'm just trying not to trip up here, folks. So yeah, this is basically the last of the French beans. Like I said, they grow all the way up to the ceiling. So they slowed down a bit now, so I'll probably just get another picking or 2 out of these. They're getting a bit smaller as well. I'm trying not to trip up. Oh, come here. So yeah, but they've been good again, not as prolific as normal, but nonetheless still getting absolutely handfuls. So that's the Cobra French beans. We'll get another picking of those and then that should be that for this year. So into the next bit, and I can't believe how fast the leeks have grown. Look at the size of those things. I mean, I've never known them as big at this early on. As you see, they're ready to eat now. I mean, they're an inch across now. These were Zermatt and another variety. If you can maybe just see this half are lighter green, and if you look at the colour of these leaves, they're like a more bluey green. I think they're the later ones, the hardier ones that will stand really well over winter. But yeah, absolutely amazed at these. Can't believe how well they've grown this year, but I suppose they must like a bit of moisture. And then this is it, I'll show you this, right. I got absolutely annihilated by caterpillars early on and slugs, not caterpillars, sorry, slugs on my red cabbage, supposedly red cabbage. Didn't look, I thought, oh, red cabbage. So I had a look anyway the other day, and to my shock, I'll just flip this over. Oh, they're not red cabbage at all, look. They're flipping Kohlrabi, look at that thing. I thought, it's not a red cabbage, that's a Kohlrabi. I've never bought a Kohlrabi seed in my life, so they've obviously got the seeds mixed up. So instead of having red cabbage, we've got Kohlrabi, and judging by the look of them, they're going a bit big anyway because they're all split and wooden. So yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment. I've got some little ones over here like that. I've never eaten it in my life, don't know what it tastes like. There's another one there. They've all split though. So yeah, that was a disappointment. As you can see, I was looking at the leaves, they look green with a hint of purple in them. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock. Anyway, you live and learn. Right then folks, this is the last pot of Jazzy, which have been quite good this year. So we'll tip the final pot out, see what we've got to. Put a bit of mat down. Now, like I said, these did get blight, so I hope it hasn't gone into the potatoes themselves. Probably won't happen after such a short time, but you never know. So with all the rain we've had, they're absolutely soaking wet. Oh, you can't see, can you? I'm getting them. Try and just collapse it. Oh, we're looking like we've got a really good crop out of this. Nice size as well. That's one of the seed potatoes there. So yeah, Jazzy, I'll have to start keeping some of these for next year's seed. All I'll do is pick one about that size and just put it in an egg box in the porch, and that's it. I'll just leave it like that until about April next year and plant it. By then it will have probably just produced a few little sprouts. But it's as simple as that. None of this keeping it in the fridge or anything. Just put it in the porch. Any I want to keep for seed potatoes, and it's as simple as that. So yeah, we've got a nice crop. A nice crop by the looks of it. So I've just got one pot of Nicola left. They're still coming, look, still loads. Another one. And like I said, with these potatoes in these pots, because they're grown in soil and sand, I'm going to be using the same soil next year. So no need to buy any of this expensive compost anymore. Just use this, add a bit more fertiliser. And if I keep my own seed potatoes like I'm doing, about that size, then basically it's free. All I'm paying for is a little bit of fertiliser I add. Whereas before, when I was buying all the compost, which cost a fortune, and seed potatoes are expensive as well, it was really not very cost efficient to grow myself, but that's not the reason we grow them, is it really? It's just because they're a lot better. So yeah, I think that's about it, and that is a good crop again. Can't find, oh yeah, missed one there. So that's a pretty splendid crop again, I think. They're a bit dirty because it's soil rather than compost, but pretty pleased with that. Anyway folks, that's about it, end of August. That's how things are getting on. I'll see you later.